Hello, Dr. Samira, and welcome to our studio. In Health Commune, we are planning to do podcast in such a way that people are aware about basic health information. We are aware about your new setups, Sync Studio. First, welcome to our studio.
Thank you
And
so much.
could you please help me understand what you have studied and what you have worked so far, and what's your specialization?
So, my name is Dr. Samira Hosseini. I am a community physiotherapist and a holistic health coach. I have been working in terms of my specialization is women's health. So, I particularly cater to women with PCOS, menstrual dysfunctions, prenatal, postnatal women. So, during their pregnancy journey, I guide them, support them in terms of exercise, meditation, mindfulness, nutrition consultation, and also for the menopausal women and geriatric women.
Okay. So Sync Studio specializes for women health, or even men with the healthcare issues, they can visit the center?
Absolutely, it's a physiotherapy setup as well. If you're a man and you have any problem, feel free to drop in.
Okay, perfect. Could you please help us understand what is Sync Studio? What was your thought? Why you started that setup, and what all services you are providing at Sync Studio?
Being a community physiotherapist, I realized that not only in Pune but also throughout in India, there is a paucity of knowledge where there is lack of awareness about a specific domain of physiotherapy. So when we think of physiotherapy, we only think कि ortho related injury हुआ, back pain हुआ, sprain हुआ, fracture हुआ, go to a physiotherapist.
Correct. So let's talk about PCOS. It's a condition that is over talked about but least understood. Okay, that's how I explain. And when I got to know that you have some different approach to deal with it, I was like, this is really, really important to talk. So what is the definition of PCOS, or how do you understand PCOS as a community physiotherapist?
Okay. So, as you correctly mentioned, PCOS is a term that is very loosely used for everyone and anyone who has any kind of menstrual irregularity.
Correct.
कि periods नहीं आया तो PCOS ही है.
हाँ.
But it's not like that. PCOS is a hormone disorder which is very commonly seen in women who are in their reproductive age. Okay, so मतलब जो childbearing age में है उनमें ज़्यादा दिखता है. And in this, what happens is, of course, there is irregular periods because there is anovulation, that is absence of ovulation that is happening.
Correct.
Apart from that, there are certain characteristic features like there is increase in the body androgen levels. So as a result of which you have a lot of other like a cascade of issues. Like you may have like male pattern baldness, hair fall, excessive hair growth, and all this will be in the absence of any underlying adrenal disease like hypothyroidism or Cushing syndrome. So usually people don't rule that out before diagnosing it with PCOS. But yeah, that is the most, if you have to loosely say that is PCOS.
Correct. You know, if you look at internet or probably social media and talk to girls, majorly with obesity, they always correlate that with PCOS. And I think nowadays I feel that it's been given as an excuse that by saying that, oh, I'm not able to lose weight because I have PCOS, or I'm not able to go to gym because I have PCOS.
But obesity could be a risk factor causing PCOS. So that is more reason for you to go get up, be active.
Correct. And what age group patients you are treating at your center for PCOS? What's the age group of girls, those who are visiting you for consultation?
So most of the people who come to us are 18 and above. So these are the people who are in college going students who attend lectures, even office going ladies, people who are trying to conceive. So those who are in their 20s, mid 20s to early 30s, they also approach us because they've been trying to conceive but they can't conceive because of the infertility issue. So that's the major, like 18 to say early 30s is the kind of age group we see at our clinic.
And what's the most common symptom that they are visiting? Are they coming through the gynecologist or are they walking to your center, or what's the most common symptom that they are presenting with?
Okay. So most commonly the presented symptom is weight gain and missed periods. Okay. So they come with the thing that it's been 60 days or 90 days that we've not gotten our periods. I've also achanak se put on a lot of weight.
Correct.
Okay. Which I have no reason to put on weight, but I've put on weight. And these are the primary symptoms that they come with. But apart from that, they also say ki, like when we ask them or we probe them for, okay, are you experiencing this? So they even say that, we've started experiencing acne on our face,
Correct.
on our body, hair fall issues, jo pehle nahi tha. Then we experience hair growth, excessive hair growth in certain parts of our body, especially the facial hair growth. Then, those who are mindful enough to do their blood profiling, they see that they may have some kind of insulin resistance. But that's a very small section
Correct.
of the society who actually does that.
Okay.
But mostly it's weight gain and missed periods.
Got it. And then once they visit for those two symptoms, most common symptoms,
Yeah.
what's the work that you do? Usually, is it like a blood work, sonography, other things also you do for diagnosing that it is PCOS, or how do you treat them then?
So, of course, when someone comes to me, it has to be an interdisciplinary thing. So, I refer them for a blood profiling where a basic blood test is required, where their sugar levels are checked, their lipid profile is checked, even in terms of their hormone levels, cortisol level, prolactin level. LH and FSH, that is your luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone levels, those are checked. And along with that, I insist on a referral to visit a gynecologist.
Correct.
Because they'll get an ultrasonography also done from, with the help of a gynecologist. And the gynecologist will be able to lead the patient or the client in a better way.
Okay.
And then, it's a cross referral that happens where
Correct.
it's an interdisciplinary team.
Beautiful.
So we work together.
Correct. So once we diagnose the PCOS and once gynecologist or endocrinologist consultation is done, blood work is there, we know that it is diagnosed. What's the intervention a physiotherapist will do and how do you help them?
Okay. So basically, physiotherapy, when we talk about health promotion and women's health, we're talking about the exercise prescription
Okay.
for a woman with PCOS. Now, very commonly, people say कि अच्छा तुम्हें PCOS है, you will have to lose weight. Okay, weight loss has to be done, but what tool to use, what modality use, what kind of workout to do for PCOS, nobody tells you.
Correct.
So people think just going to the gym, lifting heavy weights could be the right way. And it works for some people, don't
Correct.
get me wrong.
Correct.
But every body is different. Even for PCOS, there could be multiple reasons. In some people, the testosterone levels are like shooting high. In some people, the cortisol levels are shooting high. And in some people, they are not. So in that case, when we're talking about the role of a physiotherapist will help in finding the midway between the two, like
Okay.
correlating your medical, your biochemical reports and giving you the exact exercise prescription that is required for your body, for you to manage the PCOS symptoms for weight loss. Weight loss is a complementary thing that
Correct.
we say, the bonus that happens when you exercise.
Okay.
But that's how a physiotherapist will help, and they'll also introduce you to the different tools or exercise modalities that you can use to lose weight, to manage your symptoms, to get your hormones functioning properly.
Correct. Okay. And how different are these exercises from what typically I do, probably to go to gym or with a personal trainer? How are they different?
So, as you said that probably you may be going to the gym,
Yeah.
you may be lifting weights.
Always.
So now this is something that you've been doing generically for
Correct.
probably to stay fit, to build muscles, to build your bone, which is great. But in terms of PCOS, now as I told you, some people have elevated cortisol levels.
Correct.
And in our experience that we've seen that they do not respond very well to high intensity workout training, because when you're doing a high intensity workout training, you're putting your body through some amount of stress.
Correct.
Though it is a physical stress, but stress to hai.
Correct.
Okay. And they will see that those who are doing HIIT, they are losing weight for sure, but their hormones are still deranged.
True.
They're still not getting their periods, and then they're saying कि मैं 6 महीने से exercise कर रही हूँ but अभी तक कुछ नहीं हो रहा है.
Correct. Huh.
So that's where a physiotherapist comes in place and figures out your body type, figures out what you need in terms of, okay, do you need like few days of yoga, few days of Pilates, few days of aerobic and strength training. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against them. In fact, we do body weight resistance in terms of dumbbells, resistance bands, aerobic training, everything we do, Zumba, everything. But we give a combination of all of it based on the requirement.
Correct. Huh.
Also, if you have insulin resistance, so we'll add more of the strength training component in it. Okay. If you have elevated cortisol levels, we'll add more mindfulness exercise therapies, like 1-2 sessions of yoga in a week, a few sessions of Pilates, where your breathing, mindfulness, everything is taken into control. Cortisol levels are also maintained.
Correct. You know, this is recently I was reading one research where they were trying to find out for women with high cortisol level, and the research started with the belly fat because it's so linked with the cortisol.
Yes.
And we think that it just looks ugly, bad, and we think that I should have a flat belly, but your cortisol levels are very high. Okay, and a small research which says that if you take a walk, okay, it helps.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you take walk in nature, it helps much more compared to walk on cardio or treadmill.
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
So even most of the clients who come to us, it's not like they have to come every day to us and work out with us, but we tell them, like, we give them a routine for themselves where they can manage their symptoms, manage their own lifestyle, exercise, even from the comfort of their home. So it could be as simple as taking a good walk in the nature. Of course, the intensity of the walk would be determined and explained to them by us.
Correct.
Where we opt for a moderate intensity workout probably. But I think that is extremely beneficial because along with your physical health, your mental health, all your cortisol levels are also working, like functioning well. You feel more relaxed. You don't feel like you're working out when you're walking
Correct.
in nature.
I definitely will say, strongly recommend that this approach for every woman who wants to probably get into fitness and workout and everything. Now imagine if I come to you for any protocol, whether it is for PCOS or anyone, how many follow-ups we need to do, or how do you manage them? Is it like they are associated with you for a longer duration after one consultation?
So it's also very subjective. If someone is coming to me for PCOS per se, we tell them that something like a hormonal thing where your menstrual cycles are concerned, it will definitely take more than 2 to 3 months to at least get things on the right track.
Correct.
Okay. That being said, it's not like when you're taking any medical therapy, you pop a pill. Okay, the number of days you pop a pill, it's fine, and then you start getting your periods.
Correct.
Okay, but with physiotherapy and the holistic, not only physiotherapy, I'm going to speak of both. When people come to us, we're not only giving them exercises because we feel exercise alone is inadequate, diet alone is inadequate, just doing relaxation and mindfulness by itself is inadequate.
Correct.
So you have to do all of them, which we cater to. And we see their response to the exercise. So on a minimum, we do a hand holding of 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
And thereafter, we make them independent because they're not going to see us for the rest of their life.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
You can't go to a physiotherapist. It's after some point, however motivated you are going to give up and say, now,
Yeah.
bas ho gaya.
True.
So the idea is to incorporate your exercise, your diet, your mindfulness in such a way that it's more sustainable, that you can carry forward for the rest of your life.
Beautiful. Okay.
And of course, if you want a follow-up, you can always come.
Okay. Do you also teach them that how to do these exercises, or you ask them to connect with a personal trainer or join any gym? How exactly it works?
So it again depends on the kind of exercise that we are giving, or the kind of exercises that we're giving for the given woman. Most of our clients are also out of India.
Oh,
Okay. I have my own online fitness program with another colleague of mine who's a nutrition consultant. So they're not
Okay.
even coming to the clinic. But we give them a combination of, like, some people have access to gyms and they prefer doing strength training in the gym. So we give them the gym workouts. We send them videos of how to do the exercises with the correct form. So we are assuming that they don't have a personal trainer.
Oh,
And we give them the correct form of how to do a specific exercise. For example, we are telling them to do a V squat on a machine.
Okay.
So we'll send them a video कि ऐसे करना है आपको.
Okay.
And इतने repetitions करने हैं.
Okay. It's beautiful, yeah. I don't know, probably it must be there, but I'm hearing it for the first time, okay? And it's really important because, even if you know, like you go to ChatGPT, you say that this is what I have problem, and it will give you the complete protocol of how to do exercises, what to do. But it is not customized. Nobody's checking your blood report. Nobody's asking your history.
Right.
So you cannot rely on ChatGPT for giving you the workout protocol or a diet plan. Okay. But even after you get that, how to do is a big question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the follow-up.
Follow-up. Huh.
So most of the times we've seen that people, they know what they have to do. They know what they're supposed to eat. They know that they have to exercise. They know, even some people are so smart, they know what exercise to do also.
Correct. Huh.
But it's the accountability. When you are accountable to someone, okay, be it a physiotherapist, your holistic health coach, whoever, your nutrition consultant, even if you do have a cheat day, you get back on track. Okay, you don't feel like cheating.
Correct.
When you're accountable to somebody.
And along with the physiotherapy related exercises and everything, how the nutrition, how do you take care of that? Do you give the proper diet plan for the particular person? Do you have a nutritionist on board, or how do you manage that?
Okay, so I am a nutrition consultant myself.
Okay.
But on board I have, like, as I told you, the online fitness program which I have, which pertains to PCOS particularly.
Oh, okay.
PCOS and prenatal.
Correct.
All of that. So over there I have another colleague who is a nutrition consultant, and together we take the nutritional counseling. So we have a first session even before we start with anything. We take the diet history, we take the allergies, we take even the experience of any previous diet, okay, what they like, their preferences. So the diet is not like have a quinoa salad or something, because kitne din khaoge? After some time you're like, I'm going to leave this. I want my dal chawal, I want my paneer butter masala.
Yeah.
Okay, so we take the history, we work on that, and then once we have formulated a specialized diet plan, which is very actually close to what they have been eating, but the proportions matter,
Okay.
the combinations matter, and how they eat, like the mindfulness matters.
So we talked about, like, if for PCOS prescription of exercise, you're also doing the nutrition consultation, giving them the plan, also checking, monitoring with the WhatsApp support group that you
Yes.
have created. How you add the other holistic approach that you were talking about, like how do you teach them how to be mindful, do meditations? These are the things that everybody wants to do, but nobody does it.
Yeah.
So how do you teach them, and how do you make sure that they put that into their lifestyle or make it the habit? How do you do that?
So if you are someone who is visiting the studio or the clinic, I will take a live session of meditation and mindfulness for you. So if you are available in Pune and you would like to drop in for a session of meditation, that is something that you can drop in, and we can work according to whatever the concerns are. But for those who are overseas or who cannot come to Pune, we take online meditation classes also, like one-on-one, because many people, those who are suffering from high stress levels, anxiety, they're not very comfortable doing something like so personal thing like meditation in a group, because they feel they can't relax completely.
Correct,
or they can't share their concerns completely. So one-on-one meditation karte hai. Then I share with them, once they've learned how to do it, they're comfortable how to do it, I share with them some YouTube audios, videos of how to relax themselves. And by meditation, people think that, okay, I can't sit for 1 hour in one place. So meditation can start with something as little as 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and you can build up on it. It's about awareness. You're aware about your thoughts, you're aware about the surroundings, you're aware about the present rather than wandering.
True. Now, what are the other holistic approach that you incorporate into your prescription or your practice?
When we talk of the holistic health approach, we work on sleep hygiene routines, something that is very overlooked.
Wow.
Okay, so nobody, when you go to anyone for PCOS, they will never tell you, they'll never ask you how's your sleep. I'm sure many times they'll just ask you, you're getting your periods or you've gained weight, but nobody will ask you about your sleep. So we ask about the sleep hygiene. We ask about what are their sleep rituals. We teach them a few sleep rituals where their sleep quality is improved. We talk to them about the circadian rhythm. That's something that we take lifestyle modification sessions where we teach them about all of these things, which are really people in the olden times you knew about it and spoke about it, but now nobody talks about it.
True.
So that's one of the things that comes in the holistic approach.
Before getting into any DIY intervention for your life.
Yes.
Create your own nutrition plan or create your own workout routine. It's
Or just ChatGPT.
ChatGPT era, or listening to some Instagrammer and just following those protocol influencers, following the fads and tools that are available. It's rather better to go to someone who understands this and who can put this together for you. What are the newer things that are happening in this area? What newer, recent, any advances or
In terms
anything
of
new?
PCOS?
Yes.
Okay. So in terms of PCOS, when we speak about the diet, exercise, even in terms of mindfulness, one thing that really it shocked me was that the use of moderate intensity exercise rather than HIIT. So HIIT is really great for those who have less time also. HIIT works like wonders. And initially when I didn't have the knowledge also, I was like, okay, HIIT would be working. While doing all of this, I was seeing with many of my clients, HIIT was not working well at all for many clients. Okay, where they were doing HIIT, they were enjoying doing it, they were losing weight, but their hormones were not getting balanced. In that case, I looked up, saw more, kept reading. And there were, even in 2021, there is this new article that has been published by Richards and Associate, if I'm not mistaken, about how moderate intensity exercise, though it's moderate intensity, is far more superior than HIIT in terms of managing the symptoms of PCOS. Of course, the weight loss is there with moderate intensity as well, but along with that, your hormonal balance is maintained. You're not putting your body through a physical stress, hormone levels, even your luteinizing hormone decreases with moderate intensity as well. Okay, so that is something that came to mind. Then there are various studies that have been published on, in terms of nutrition, how a low glycemic index diet really helps. Because people, if you open Google and you open Instagram, people will say stop having gluten, stop having dairy, and your PCOS will go.
Correct.
But that's not the case. Not everyone is gluten intolerant. Not everyone is lactose intolerant.
You were, explaining about the research and recent advances that are happening in PCOS related.
So we were talking even about the diet part, where a low glycemic index diet has proven to be better. Okay, and it's not like you have to go on a high protein, low carb diet only strictly. It's also about how you balance your meal. Then the use of various herbal medicines, like not medicines but herbal concoctions, like spearmint tea has been proven to have great effects for PCOS. Then inositol. Okay, now inositol is available in natural substances also, like it is available in citrus fruits, it's available in green leafy vegetables, your muskmelon, all of that. But you've started getting supplements also for inositol. Supplementation, let's not forget, it's a supplementation. It's not like ye khane se sab problem solve hoga. If you have a balanced diet along with the supplementation, it's great, but it's not like just having the supplementation and not having a good diet will help.
Correct.
Okay, it'll supplement to what is there. I'll give you my own experience. I'm lactose intolerant.
Okay.
I digest curd very well.
Okay.
I have curd, I have dahi, but I can't have milk and paneer that well. Okay, you have to understand every body is different. So just saying that, okay, a gluten intolerant, stop having, like I've seen clients who come to us and they say that I've stopped having doodh, dahi, everything, and I've stopped having chapati. Okay, also I don't understand what we have with, like, what problem we have with carbs. Like people say that, okay, I've stopped having chawal at night, chawal se mera motapa hoga. It is insane. So there is no person who's fit who has left carbs completely. Okay, so that's another thing. As I mentioned, inositol is another thing that really helps. So you get the supplementation as well as it's available in your natural food items as well. Then another thing is omega-3, zinc-rich foods.
Correct.
So, like there's something known as seed cycling that people are not aware of, where you switch the different types of seeds.
Okay.
And the micronutrients that you get from that in terms of zinc, selenium is great for the hormonal balance. So 15 days you will have probably pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds. Then the remaining 15 days of your menstrual cycle you will have flax seeds, and the different types of seeds. So that's known as seed cycling.
Okay.
And that helps with maintaining your hormone levels. So that's another thing that we've incorporated in our program as well.
Okay.
And scientifically also there are newer researches that have proven to be helpful.
There was one thing I was reading, and Brazilian nut, it has very high content of selenium. So half a nut, okay, if you consume it for 3 months, 6 months religiously, you'll not have sugar cravings. Okay, and I actually do that. I have zero sugar cravings. And morning I'll just have one portion and half a Brazilian nut and one pecan nut and little bit of cranberries, blueberries, whatever the
Yes.
things are there. And that's all. And I never crave for sugar. You keep the best cake in front of me, I will not crave for it. There is nothing. I do not even have to tell my mind. So selenium helps to, control your sugar craving. And it's such a simple hack. People, those who cannot control, they can just simply, but you have to have patience. You have to keep consuming that for almost 3 months or more.
Yeah.
But after that, you won't.
But it's worth it, na? See,
Super worth.
imagine nature itself is so beautiful. You don't need to rely on anything that is synthetic to even control your cravings. Okay? Usually cravings क्यों होता है? Because you're in some kind of
Deficient in
deficient.
that, yes.
Okay? So
Pica, right? Children, they will have calcium deficiency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the basic science or concept behind cravings. Many people who have put on weight because of PCOS, they go on a really nutrient deficient diet, self-prescribed. Okay, so they will just have like one small meal, breakfast, maybe they'll skip breakfast, maybe one small meal lunch, and then one small meal dinner. Beach mein they'll have 10 black coffees and this coffee and God knows what coffee, and their body is not getting the fibers, their body is not getting the nutrients, the micronutrients that are required from fruits, vegetables, a mix of your your diet. They're not receiving it. Of course, maybe you'll lose weight, but you'll lose your hair and your good skin also.
Correct. Huh?
So many people, then you see at 18 they look like they're 40.
Correct. What's your message to the girls, those who are listening to today's podcast?
My first thing is acknowledge the problem and seek medical help. Do not self-diagnose. Half our problems start from self-diagnosing and self-treatment. So reaching out to the right professional. It can be your endocrinologist to start off with.
Yeah.
It could be your gynecologist to start off with. Or it could also be a physiotherapist to start off with. A proper healthcare professional. Reach out to them first. Get the right diagnosis. Once you know what the problem is, you can follow. The treatment is not a problem. The problem is the diagnosis, if it's diagnosed rightly and at the right time. Okay, that's the first message. Second thing is, I think, keep anxiety, stress at bay, because now you're not. See, many times you feel that okay, periods nahi aa raha, I've put on weight. That just topples up the effect where you get more stress, more anxious, and it worsens everything.
True.
Okay, so indulge in mindfulness, indulge in small things which will keep your anxiety at bay, keep your nervousness at bay, your stress levels at bay. Sleep well. Avoid having packaged and ultra refined food. Okay, try to stick to natural food, whatever is available in nature, anything that is growing around you, any natural food that you can eat. Sleep well, a good amount of sleep, but also good quality of sleep at the right time
Correct.
is important. And yeah, I think be physically active. That is not only for women with PCOS, but also for anyone. We're so used to like sitting in a lecture or sitting in a meeting for 40 minutes, 1 hour straight now. Human body is known for movement. So if you're not moving, you're not using your human body, and that's how all the problems start.
Correct.
So start moving.
Correct. And if you cannot do all these things on your own, visit Sync Studio, right?
Yes, absolutely. So I have my Sync Studio, which is a physical clinic, which is there in Pune. Okay, so if you want to look me up, you can check me on Google, Instagram page by the same name, Dr. Samira Hosseini. So you can check me out on Instagram also. You will find the details for any of the contact.
That's wonderful. Why sync?
Sync. So sync is a short form for synchronize.
Okay.
Okay. So only when your mind, body, and your soul are synchronized together, that's the time when you feel happy, you feel healthy, and you say that well-being hai. Okay, when it's all synchronized, even if one of them is imbalanced, like your mind is imbalanced, but your body and soul are balanced, you still can't say that you're happy or healthy.
Correct.
Right? So when all the three components are synced or synchronized, that's when you feel happy and healthy. And that's why the name Sync.
Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.